Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Ryan Seacrest is still walking on eggshells around Wheel of Fortune co-star Vanna White, but he's determined to win her over, and it's created quite the tug-of-war with Pat Sajak. Ryan's going all out to make himself more likable to Vanna, which hasn't been easy, especially with the whole Pat continues to have over her. An insider exclusively tells Closer, Ryan, 49, made his debut as the new Wheel of Fortune host last month, bringing in the largest premiere week audience in 5 years. But Pat, 77, hasn't taken his final spin just yet. The TV icon will join the famed Letter Turner, 67, for his final season of Celebrity Wheel of Fortune in 2025. According to the source, it's become a silly childish game between Ryan and Pat to get her on their side. It makes Ryan so jealous to see that bond she's got with Pat. If he could woo her over, it would be the icing on the cake on what's been an amazing run so far. The trouble is Ryan and Vanna have a sensitive relationship, the source reveals. The American Idol host is convinced the reason things have been so tepid with Vanna is because of Pat, adding that he's likely whining in her ear about him and stirring the pot. The source continues, if Ryan could spend one-on-one time with her, maybe a cozy lunch or 3, like Pat enjoys, maybe he could turn things around and make this a pleasurable place to work. Of course, Ryan's getting great ratings, but it's not cracking the ice on the set. A separate source told Closer last month that Pat is encouraging Vanna to hang on tight to Wheel of Fortune, despite feeling lost amid the regime change. Vanna has Pat on speed dial, and she's been keeping him fully appraised on how Ryan is moving along. She thinks the world of Pat, the source said. Where Ryan is determined and ambitious, Pat is all charisma. The truth is, Vanna feels lost, and Ryan doesn't hold a candle to the connection she always shared with Pat. After all, Vanna and Pat appeared together on Wheel of Fortune starting in 1982. They are missing each other terribly, the insider said of the pair. Vanna also made it clear how deeply she was going to miss Pat in a June 6 farewell video ahead of their final show together. I can't believe that tomorrow is our last show together. I don't know how to put into words what these past 41 years have meant to me, but I'm gonna try, Vanna began, adding that their 8,000 episodes went by like that. The South Carolina native said of their early years together on the game show, "You made me so comfortable and made me so confident, Pat. You made me who I am, you really did. Those memories, milestones and life events we shared with our families outside the studio are my favorite," Vanna continued. "We've laughed, we've cried, we've celebrated. What an incredible and unforgettable journey we've had. And I've enjoyed every minute of it with you." She concluded, "You're like a brother to me, and I consider you a true lifelong friend, who I will always adore. I love you, Pat." In the world of game shows, few names have achieved the iconic status that Pat Sajak, Vanna White, and Ryan Seacrest hold. For decades, Sajak and White have stood side by side on Wheel of Fortune, dazzling audiences with their chemistry, banter, and unmistakable charm. However, with Sajak announcing his retirement after an impressive 40-year tenure, the introduction of Ryan Seacrest as his successor has sparked playful energy between the two, almost as if a new game is unfolding. But not just on the wheel board. A light-hearted rumor swirling through the entertainment world imagines Sajak and Seacrest in a friendly rivalry for none other than Vanna White's attention. What better way to celebrate the passing of the baton than through a humorous and exaggerated competition? After all, the prospect of two television titans playing a silly childish game over Vanna's favor feels like a comedic subplot ripped from a sitcom. But behind the playful banter, there's a deeper story about legacy, camaraderie, and the joy of new beginnings. The charm of Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Pat Sajak and Vanna White have been TV royalty since the early 1980s. Together, they formed one of the most endearing duos on American television. Their chemistry on Wheel of Fortune has always been light and fun, giving audiences a sense of comfort and familiarity. Though their roles are straightforward, Sajak asking contestants to spin the wheel, and White gracefully revealing letters. It's the warmth they've brought to each interaction that has cemented their place in viewers' hearts. When Sajak announced he'd be stepping down at the end of the 2023-24 season, it marked the end of an era. Fans couldn't help but wonder how his departure would affect the show's unique dynamic, particularly his easy rapport with White. Could the magic survive a new partnership? Enter Ryan Seacrest, the new kid on the block. Ryan Seacrest, a master of hosting across numerous formats, seems like the perfect fit to take over the reins of Wheel of Fortune. With a career spanning American Idol, radio, red carpet events, and more, Seacrest's charm and professionalism make him a natural heir to the game show throne. But there's an inherent challenge in stepping into a role so closely associated with Sajak. How does one fill the shoes of a legend without disrupting the show's beloved rhythm? Seacrest, ever the seasoned professional, has approached his new gig with respect, acknowledging the legacy built by Sajak and White. However, even Seacrest knows that there's a delicate balancing act between honoring the past and establishing his own chemistry with White. This transition opens the door to a little harmless fun between the outgoing and incoming hosts, hence the playful notion of Sajak and Seacrest competing for Vanna's attention. The game begins. Sajak versus Seacrest. In this imagined scenario, Sajak and Seacrest engage in a series of childlike antics, all in good fun, to earn the approval of Vanna White. Picture it, Seacrest, with his media-savvy flair, bombarding Vanna with coffee deliveries and playful jokes, while Sajak counters with his signature dry humor and nostalgic anecdotes. The game isn't about rivalry in the true sense. It's more about two entertainers enjoying the transition and using humor as a way to smooth over the bittersweet moment of change. Maybe Sajak challenges Seacrest to a tongue-in-cheek contest. How many vowels does it take to make Vanna smile? Or perhaps they engage in a comically over-the-top battle of politeness, each insisting the other take credit for a contestant's lucky spin. The point isn't to actually win Vanna's favor. It's about the joy of the moment, the celebration of a legacy, and the seamless blending of old and new. Vanna, of course, remains the composed, radiant presence she's always been, effortlessly rising above the antics. She's been in the game long enough to recognize the deeper meaning behind these playful exchanges. It's not just about who's the better host. It's a way for both men to acknowledge the weight of the transition while embracing it with humor and grace.